Yo, what's good boys? My name is Harry and in this video I'm going to be showing you how does Jake Ryan make around $129,000 per month from his high ticket coaching offer that actually allowed him to buy his new dream car, which is the Lamborghini Urus, as you can see here in his Instagram, reels, posts, and what allowed him to have these sort of Stripe notifications, Stripe screenshots of making 100K, 63K, 129K, 109K, and 30K in a day, and then 80K in just 12 days, which is just insane. Now, I'm pretty sure you already know who Jake Ryan is, so that's why we're going to be talking about his entire funnel, how he makes around that type of money in his coaching offer, and how you could do the same as well. Now, before I start, who is this video for? Right? Why am I making this video? Who am I targeting here? Now, if you're someone who has a skill and you want to turn it into an info product or a coaching business, this is for you. Whether if your niche is in wealth, whether if your niche is in health, relationships, whatever it may be, as long as you have a skill that you know how to solve a problem in, this is for you. If you already have an info product or a coaching program and you just want to scale it, this is for you as well. You could get tons of value and you're going to learn a lot as well, even if you don't really even if you already have some sort of info product already. And lastly, maybe you're just a growth operator as well, just like me, who just wants to learn and get as much value as you can. And I will try and be as detailed as possible into breaking down his entire funnel so you could actually get tons and tons of value in this video. So let's begin. Again, make sure you watch till the end so you won't miss out on any value that I'm talking about in this video, and I'll even give you a free gift in the end if you do watch in the entire video. So, let's start. Now, going over Jake Ryan's content ecosystem here, we're going to be focusing on the three most important social media platforms that most coaches use to actually market their coaching program or info product. And this is going to be TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and maybe Twitter, which I'll go over in a bit. But let's start with TikTok. Now, if you go to over his TikTok over here, he has 34.5 thousand followers, 3.6 million likes, and he just posts these raw and authentic content. Now, I'll go in depth on what type of content that he does, especially on his Instagram. But the main purpose on TikTok is just getting attention and getting the wider and colder audience. Meaning that you're not here to sell, you're not here to nurture, you're not here to actually do some sort of selling or pitching your offer. All you're doing here is just trying to get as much attention and letting people know that you exist. Because nobody's gonna buy your stuff if nobody even knows who you are. Right? So this is the first step, which is letting people know who you are, and then we do the selling after. But right now, our main focus here is actually letting people know that you exist and that so that people can know who you are and what you do. So TikTok is the best social media platform for getting attention just because of its virality algorithm. Now it does kind of get inconsistent. Sometimes you go viral, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you get into a view jail. But usually TikTok is used for just purely on going viral and purely on, making videos that gets a lot of views. And this is perfect for, getting the wider audience because when you're using TikTok, once you post these sort of videos like this one, talking head or lifestyle or basically showing who you are, once that algorithm hits and once, you know, TikTok makes your videos go viral, you get thousands of people letting know who you are, what's your name, what do you do, what's your background, whatever. And that allows them to actually take the first step into the content funnel, which I'll go in depth again later. But yeah, in his TikTok right here, he mostly posts viral and authentic content. Like that's it. Like he doesn't try to sell. Even in his bio, all he says here is showing what he does, which is high ticket sales, and links his IG and YouTube. And the reason why he just links, IG, and YouTube are not selling is because, obviously I just told you earlier, which is you're not here to sell, you're just here to get views and letting people know who you are, but also you're sort of redirecting them into your other social media platforms so they could go deeper into your ecosystem, right? You're showing them different platforms in ways that they could interact with you and getting to know you more, essentially. So, since you're not selling, all you do is redirect them into your other platforms so they could get to know you better and then nurture you even more into the funnel. Now, going to his Instagram, which is his main sort of traffic comes from and where he got viral from. Um in his Instagram bio or his in his entire Instagram, you have here his what he does obviously and what he also does in his coaching. So in his coaching program, not only he coaches you and teaches you how to do high ticket sales, he also helps you get on an offer. So he places you on other info offers as well. So he's kind of like a sales manager, right? So he trains setters, he trains closers, and then people hit him up to find closers and setters, and then he onboards his students into those info offers and lands them on an offer or places them on an offer, right? And below this, you have this organic VSL that links, to his other in his YouTube video showing you how to do high ticket sales, which I'll go over again in a bit. But in his story highlights, we have results just showing proof, showing, building authority, showing results, and also links his other social media platforms as well as, again, redirecting them so they could go deeper into your ecosystem. Twitter, YouTube, and also, just life in general. You're showing that you're a human being, showing what he does for a living, etc. Now, Instagram has this good mix of actually nurturing you and also getting attention because unlike TikTok where it's solely just short form content, nothing else, whereas on Instagram you could show, a little bit more about yourself. You could post Instagram stories, you could post carousels, you could post, you know, basically more than just short form content. And what's good about that is you could not only you could get so much attention and get views, you could also nurture those views. You could also nurture those cold audience, even if you're on just Instagram, where it's more or less also just short form content, right? And going deeper into what type of content he does, the reason why he grew so fast, grew his Instagram, if you see here, he has 131,000 followers, which is insane. And this is just under in like a few months, which is crazy. And the reason why he actually got viral super, super fast is because he was so special than everyone else because he posted the type of content that was highly authentic and really just raw documentation about his journey, right? So he posts like Snapchat screenshots, message screenshots, DMs from people, basically showing you his entire come up and how people didn't really believe in him, that his girl cheated on him, that he tried a bunch of shit to actually make money online, and then now he found high ticket sales and that suddenly worked. Like he posted everything, right? And that since many people resonated with it and many people, found it relatable, obviously more and more people are going to follow you, right? Because people think you're relatable. People, like you for being authentic. People like you for being just relatable. And you showing, Jake Ryan showing his entire life from, you know, from trying a bunch of shit, getting cheated on, you know, dropping out of college, making this shit work, not people not believing in him. Like these people resonate with the type of person that, who is also have tried making money online, who probably also tried, a bunch of stuff. Probably they also, you know, most people didn't also believe in them. Maybe their parents didn't believe in them. Maybe their friends or their, original friend group didn't believe in them and actually even talk shit about them. These sort of experiences are quite common in the make money online space. Like many people have dealt with it as well. So if you see someone, who've also dealt with the same thing and, just showed his entire life, and now that, he's going viral and he's actually winning and he's actually, getting some success, that resonates with you. That's why he got so many followers so fast. And he also posted like really, really often. I think he posts like 2 to 3 to 5 times a day, which is insane. And obviously, when you post a lot of volume, you're gonna get a lot of followers because the more you put in, the more you put out when it comes to content. And so, yeah, not only he got a lot of attention from his Instagram, he also nurtured them as well. So when he does try to sell his coaching, it's it wasn't that hard to sell because many people already saw him as an authority, because he posts not only lifestyle, not only he the type of content that he posts is you know raw and authentic content, of course, you know his come up, his experiences, whatever, but it's also motivation, mindset, rewiring limiting beliefs that his audience might have, and also just provides value about high ticket sales. So he posts lifestyle, which is gets viral and people know him, nurtures them, which is the mindset and motivation, and providing value. And then when it comes to selling, what he could do, he could just post an Instagram story, and he could just tell them that, hey, I've helped this X person, or I wanted to open my mentorship and I place people on an offer, so you could, once you actually do finally learn high ticket sales, I could just place you on other info offers so you could start making money immediately, right? And it works. So once he does post in a story, he's speaking directly into his audience, right? So if he wants to actually sell his coaching, he could just show results. He could just show that it works, show how many students he onboarded and helped. Like, you could speak directly to the audience. This is why Instagram is quite different with TikTok. Like, you could do a little bit of mix of both when it comes to getting a colder audience and nurturing them. And that's why he grew into 131,000 followers. Now, as much as Instagram is good at both, it's not the best social media platform to actually purely on selling, because it's just a good mix of both. But when it comes to actually converting people, it's not really the best way of converting them. But it's still good. Instagram's still good, and you could totally sell your info product or coaching in Instagram alone. But when it comes to like a social media platform that is good at purely selling and purely nurturing, the best social media platform is YouTube. Now, the reason why YouTube is the best platform for nurturing and selling is because you get to post long form content. And when you post, longer content, the more they actually get to know you, the more they actually get nurtured, the more they actually, you know, get more familiar with you, just because you're consuming long amounts of, hours of their content, right? And he could make videos that educate them about high ticket sales, post vlogs about himself and then about his life, and making, showing him who he is, what's a day in the life look like, POV videos. I'll go in depth in a bit about the type of content that he's making. But basically, this is the social media platform that builds trust, like the maximum trust, because you're utilizing long form content. Now, if you go to his YouTube, he has 12,000 followers. He has 51 videos, and his IG, in his bio, he just redirects you again to his other social media platforms, so you could actually go deeper into his funnel. But as you can see here, when you go to his YouTube, he posts um day in the life videos. I just bought a Lamborghini at 20 years old, and videos about rewiring beliefs, right? So you're nurturing them, showing them that it's actually possible that you could also make money as well, and how do you get rich, and videos like this, which is four things I wish I could tell my younger self before making six figs. This is more on educational, showing his mistakes so you could not repeat them. You need to be more delusional. This is more of a mindset thing. God showing you this video for a reason. Same thing. And also, he's on pace to make 9K a month, which is this is a testimonial video, so you could actually build more trust. Now, again, he posts the same thing, which is really, really authentic and raw content. He's just putting down his camera and just actually yapping and just talks about his life and what's his beliefs are. Vlogs and even organic VSLs, which actually purely for selling. Now he does have a second channel. Now, it's which is very similar to his main channel. I don't know why he made it, but I guess it's another secondary, touch point. Maybe another channel for them to actually, watch more of Jake Ryan's content. But I guess what I noticed that this is more personal compared to the main channel, because this is a lot more shorter. It's just him picking up his iPhone and then just yapping again. So I guess this is just another sort of social media platform that his audience could consume, so he could actually build more nurture and trust. Now, he does have a Twitter, but he sort of deleted it or deactivated it. But like back then when I opened it, it actually still existed, but now he deleted it. I don't know why. But Twitter could be like a good extra touch point. Again, just like his second YouTube channel, it could be like a second sort of platform where he could, talk to his audience and, nurture them even more. So when you post tweets, for example, and then when they open Twitter, it keeps Jake Ryan top of mind, right? It keeps them, keep knowing who Jake Ryan is, and just builds more likability and trust. When he's posting like personal tweets, like his audience might see that and it's Jake Ryan, and then it just kind of does the same thing, which is nurturing and getting to know you even more. Now, this is the content ecosystem, but what does the actual content funnel looks like? How does the whole process work of converting a cold audience to actually making them buy your info product or coaching program or whatever it might be? Now, this is a simple diagram that I made, which is this. Now, the first step in the funnel is just literally capturing attention and getting the cold audience, which I talked about earlier. I emphasize this on dissecting on what the purpose of TikTok is on Jake Ryan's content ecosystem. But once you actually capture the attention, you now go deeper into the content funnel. You go deeper into his entire funnel, and now Jake Ryan starts nurturing them, starts educating them, rewiring their beliefs, rewiring their mindset, etc. So once they know who you are, now you start actually, letting them know you, letting them trust you, letting them like you, and this is through, his content. And after that, once they are nurtured, once they are, feel like they want to buy from you, they feel like they're already aware of their problems, and now you could start presenting your solution, which is your coaching program. Now, if you look at the top of funnel content here, if you look at what type of content he does when it comes to top of funnel, which is actually just getting attention, this is just the type of video that he makes. So it's basically just talking head videos on Instagram, showing you, his journey, his screenshots of his mom, being proud of him, screenshots of his payments. I told my parents I made 50K a month, 10K, moving to my dream hires, just showing him who he is, right? Just going viral, showing him that he exists. I just bought a Lamborghini at 20 years old. His, just more personal stories, his experiences, whatever. So once the color audience watch this type of stuff, you're gonna start to see, oh, is who's this guy? Like, there's this rich, 20-year-old who makes like 100K per month and just bought a Lambo. Like, they get curious off of that. And now they know who Jake Ryan is. They know Jake Ryan exists through whether if it's on his Instagram or YouTube, doesn't matter. All they know, all that matters is they know who he is. Now, again, Jake Ryan posts viral posts like lifestyle videos, day in the life, POV vlogs, relatable memes, etc. Anything to get attention, right? And now, when you go deeper into this funnel, that's where you start nurturing them. So, let's say people already know you and they go to your Instagram, right? Now, they start to question, okay, what's high ticket sales? Because, Jake Ryan's business model or high value skill is high ticket sales. So, his audience might be curious off of that. Okay, what's high ticket sales? So now he starts making videos explaining what he does and how they could do it as well. So, for example, like this, what is high ticket sales? So he basically explains what high ticket sales is. So when they do know high ticket sales, okay, maybe they're trying to learn it now. So now he gives valuable advice on what you should do as someone who's trying to get into high ticket sales. So let's say they don't know how to close properly, right? So they could say, oh, sales is a lot easier when you help people make emotional decisions. So you're catering more about people's emotions rather than just being logical. Or maybe, there's a big bottleneck in high ticket sales, which is, getting placed on an offer. Because sometimes even if you get good at sales, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna, doesn't mean you're gonna land a job guaranteed. So the only way to actually get guaranteed offers is going through, coaching, high ticket sales coaching programs like these, because people who have info offers reach out to these people like Jake Ryan, who do train these setters and closers. So they don't really have to, find anywhere else. So if let's say a growth operator like me wants to find like a good closer or setter, all I have to do is just go to Jake Ryan, which is, I know that he trains good salespeople. I just go up to him and just, ask for a closer and a setter, and he'll just be the middleman and just give me the closers and setters I need that he trained. So, it's basically the middle funnel is just basically nurturing them, rewiring their beliefs or limiting beliefs, and just, educating them even more, right? So teaching them what is high ticket sales, give them more value about high ticket sales, right? So how do you actually sell properly? What's the three psychological triggers like to close any high ticket clients? How do you become a high ticket closer in 2025? Like these, you're basically educating your audience that just, knew you like just now. And once you do finally, rewire your audience limiting beliefs, let's say they were getting held back by something, let's say they had beliefs that were holding them back from actually getting successful or actually, taking the next step to actually investing in themselves so they could actually, live the life that they want, basically, etc. Then you start actually going or, you're funneling them into the bottom of the funnel, which is actually presenting them your solution, showing your coaching program, and actually giving them that final push, because they might be on the fence. They might actually already know that they have a problem and they know there's a solution and they know that you have a solution, but maybe they're still on the fence. Maybe they're still, not sure. These types of videos where you show proof, you show testimonials, show that it's completely possible. It gives them that final push of actually making the decision to actually clicking on your VSL and buying or booking a call from you, right? So in the bottom of the funnel, you basically post case studies, testimonials, social proof videos, basically showing your previous students or mentees, if you might have one, that, showing that he helped them making money as well with high ticket sales trading and also with placing them on an offer. And then this, sort of videos funnels them into the coaching program, which, I'll go in a bit, but, at this point, his audience probably already know who he is. You probably know, they probably already like Jake Ryan because he's relatable and he's a great guy. And they already probably trust him because of all the value stacking, all the, giving as much value to his audience that, they trust him. And all he needs is that final push, that final decision to actually go to his coaching program. Now, once they do are finally are product aware, they know you have a coaching program and they know that this is the best solution to their problem. You now funnel them into your program. Now, this is what it looks like. So, once you do generate as much leads as you can, let's say they're already, you know, nurture leads, they're already ready to buy. Like, let's say they watch okay, this is what it looks like in his YouTube. So let's say you do watch one of his, top of funnel content. Let's say in this video, I just bought a Lamborghini at 20 years old. In every description, it always says learn what I do or IG or whatever, or there's links to the second channel. But the most important part here is showing the one organic VSL that teaches them what is high ticket sales or how to become a high ticket sales closer. Because when you watch those type of videos, that's like the one thing you want to know, right? So when you see someone like Jake Ryan, who's 20 years old and just bought a Lambo, and he tells the audience that he got rich off of high ticket sales. When you're like a cold audience, you're sort of interested, right? You're curious, okay, what's high ticket sales? How do I become a closer as well so I could actually make money like Jake Ryan? He funnels you into this one singular organic VSL, like just one, which is this one, which is how to become a high ticket closer in 2025. It's like one YouTube organic VSL where he teaches you what is high ticket sales, how do you become a high ticket closer in 2025, how does it work, what's like, how do you do it, how can I do it. Once they get educated, which is the middle funnel, that's where he actually links you into this actual sales page to actually apply for his coaching program, which is, apply to work on me one-on-one, which is called Closer's Corner by Jake Ryan. So now once they do get on the actual sales page or VSL, they link this is what the sales page looks like. So in the headline it says transform your hustle into this one skill that actually rewards hard work. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I could maybe try and fix that because at this point, this headline is probably for people who don't really know what high ticket sales is because it's kind of vague, right? It says one skill that actually rewards hard work. But I guess at this point, once you get into his entire funnel right here, they probably already know what high ticket sales is anyway. So when you redirected them into their sales page, you might have to change your headline in a way that it suits an audience where they're already aware, but I guess they didn't change it because it works. I mean, this sales page probably made like 100K at least plus. Yeah, I mean, you see the numbers that he's making, so I guess they don't really need to change it that much because it's working. But basically, in this VSL video, Jake Ryan talks about his entire story, that he's tried a bunch of stuff like wholesaling, reselling, whatever. And then what actually worked for him was high ticket sales. And then once he, showed his personal story, he teaches them what is high ticket sales, how does it work, and how they could do the same as well, and how Jake Ryan can teach you and actually places you on an offer. And, after that, once they do actually click on the book a demo button, or they actually want to book a call with him or his closer, you get linked into a type form. Now, in this type form, there's a set of questions that Jake Ryan shows you to actually qualify you from buying on the coaching. Now, first of all, actually, what Jake Ryan's gonna ask you is just your information, which is your first name, last name, your phone number, and actually, I forgot to put this in, which is your email. Now, this is just basically, getting your contact information as a lead so they could actually track the people who are going into this coaching, so they could maybe dial you up with a setter which I'll be going on in depth later, but it's just them for them to actually track who you are and what's your how do they contact you. Now, once you do actually submit your information, that's where they start asking you questions, actually qualifying you if you're a good fit to the coaching program. Now, they do have a preference, which is they ask you if you're located in the US or in Canada because they can't take anyone that has a heavy accent. Now, I guess this makes sense because in high ticket sales, especially in remote high ticket sales, you're going to be closing with, with people. And I guess your voice might have an impact on whether or not you could actually sell properly. So I don't want to give stereotypes, but sometimes you could get like a really, really heavy accent, and that could be like a turn off for people in, the other side of the phone. Like they might not like it, they might get turned off by it. They might feel like this is a sales call. So I guess, that it makes sense. But if you are from US or Canada, you're immediately qualified. But if you're not, if you pick no, you're automatically disqualified, unfortunately. It says here that unfortunately you don't qualify and you can't really repeat the form ever again. So, yeah, but if you are qualified, it asks you another question, which is what's your age? Now, for one, they ask you this so they could, if uh people ask you this because so the closers could actually tailor the pricing to your current situation. So let's say if you're a little bit more younger, you're probably a student, you're probably in college, you're probably just working a side job, for example. And obviously, maybe you can't really pay in full of the entire price of the mentorship. Like they're gonna once they know your age and once they know that type of information, they could try and the closer might have like a foundation on what your situation looks like, so they could actually talk to you with that information or based on that information. And if you're if you're a normal adult age, you probably have a job already. You probably have have a source of income. But again, if you're a student, maybe you're probably broke, and since they probably know you're broke because you're quite younger, then they could start try and going into payment plans or financing, for example. Now, if you are 16 to 17 in Jake Ryan's, coaching offer in a Thai form, like you are disqualified again, probably because they probably already know that you don't really have any money, and I guess he just takes more, people who are older more seriously. But unfortunately, if you are below 18, you're disqualified immediately. But if you are, above 18, if you are in legal age, you are qualified. Now, after that, they ask you, what's your current experience with, virtual sales or high ticket sales. Now, this is just getting more information about you so they could actually get an idea what's your situation like. Because sometimes sometimes you're a complete beginner, you don't know what the hell is high ticket sales. But sometimes you do know sales and you just want to scale, right? You just want to learn more skills, and or maybe you just want to get placed on better offers. Like they could they're just giving you more questions so the closer could tailor what to say to you in the sales call. And then the next one is the most important one, which is financial qualifications. This is important because, I mean, how do you pay for a coaching program if you don't have any money, right? So we need to actually qualify them if whether or not they could even afford your program. Now, you have four options here, which is if you have 1K or less, if you have 1K to 5K, 5K to 10K, 10K or more. Now, unfortunately, if you do have less than 1K, you're automatically disqualified because at that point, like maybe his program is 4 figures and 1K isn't just going to cut it. And obviously, when you're going to a coaching program, you just expect that you need to have some sort of capital to actually invest in yourself. You can't just go to a coaching and you don't have enough actual funds to invest, which is fine. You could always go back and, you know, redo the type form if you actually are, if you already have the money. But yeah, if you do have less than 1K, you're disqualified. But if you have 1K above, like, you're automatically qualified, because for one, you could afford you may or may not can afford, the actual entire price, or maybe since you're in that range of 1K to 5K, they could get into payment plans and they could actually split the payment if you need, so it could be more digestible. So once you are qualified, you know, ask you another question, which is, what's currently stopping you from hitting 10K months? Now, again, this is just for them to actually, you know, tailor what the price might look like, or how the closers might handle the sales call, so that they could use this. They want to use this information against you, but not in a bad way, but in a good way. So once you do give them some sort of objection, or give them some sort of excuse, they could use this information. Oh, I saw in your type form that, you really, that you wanted to actually scale above 10K a month. So why are you, saying this objection or excuses? Like, this is just for them to get as much information from you, so they could actually, you know, get an idea on who you are, so they could actually, learn how to handle you on the sales call, because they have this first information, or this foundation of who you are in, in the type form. So the closer could use that. Now, again, this is just another financial qualifications. Again, to work with him, it's a 4-figure investment, since it's really valuable, and since he has helped, you know, sales reps actually hit 5 figures a month, and you will be helped to get placed ASAP. You need to actually have the funds to actually invest. So yeah, again, this is just another financial qualifications. If you got 4 figures to invest, to actually pay in full. Maybe you do have 4 figures, but you need to split it up. Maybe you need to some sort of payment plan. Maybe you have 2K now, but the next month you're gonna have 2K from your job, like that type of thing. Or maybe you only have 1K to 2K to invest. Maybe they could look up to another payment plan, or maybe they'll disqualify you. And the last one is, you're not financially able to invest right now. Now, at this point, you're automatically disqualified. I don't know why I forgot to put it there, but basically you're out, you're disqualified, because, again, this requires an investment. So why are you going here without the investment? So last question is, I showed you everything. How confident are you that you get results? Now, this is just more of a commitment promise. I mean, this is just them showing that, are you really confident here? Are you actually sure that you're going to actually put in the work? Are you actually going to show up to the call? And this is just a way for them to actually sell themselves, or promise themselves that they're actually going to commit to this. Now, once you do finish the entire type form, a setter might dial you just to, like, ask you even more questions, maybe just to, like, qualify, what you answered in the type form. So, once the setter dials you, she could actually dial more information to actually take notes, and then hands that out to the closer. So again, to tailor more about the offer to your understanding, to your current situation. Now, once that happens, uh, again, you get it to the closer. The closer speak to you. Closer closes you, and the closer, acquires payment in the same sales call. And then once that happens, boom, sales call, done. And then the CRM gets notified, maybe through a Discord, or maybe in a CRM, like a Go High Level or fan basis or whatever it might be. And then it tracks the close call and how much, the, the student paid. So maybe it's a payment plan, maybe it's a painful, like, it depends. Now, a setter might dial you. Again, I couldn't really confirm whether or not that's the case, because I'm not from, Canada or US. I couldn't go through the entire thing, but, if I actually wanted to get dialed by a setter, like I need to actually put in the information, so I couldn't. But it's either a setter might dial you, or you just get booked straight to a call with the closer, and you get a confirmation link sent to your email, and then boom, closer closes you, and then you get onboarded to the coaching program and get placed and learn the skills, whatever. So that's the entire funnel of Jake Ryan, and that's how he makes $129,000 per month consistently. And if you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe right now. It's really easy. It's literally down below. If you found this valuable as well, you need to, you could go up to my Instagram in the description. Follow me in Harry Bessas. And again, yeah, just click the link in the description. It's right there. And if you want this Miro board right here, so you could actually study it for yourself, I want you to follow me and DM me the word JR, and I'll send you this Miro board for free, so you could actually dissect it. Maybe you want to learn it. Maybe you want to see how everything works. And yeah, just DM me JR, and I'll send it to you on the DMs. And by the way, you won't get it if you didn't follow me. So yeah, hope you guys found this valuable, and yeah, let me know. Comment down below what creator should I next. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.